And today's video is about the pros and cons of buying or just creating an eBay stealth account. This video does not teach you how to create an eBay stealth account, and I'm also not trying to sell you any stealth accounts. This is simply the pros and cons. If you want to learn how to create a stealth account, please go to this video. Personally, I don't recommend buying stealth accounts as they're really easy to make and then don't cost much at all considering how much they cost to buy. So if you watch this video, it'll just teach you the ins and outs of how to create one. I'll also put it in the description or the comments or whatever it is. It'll be down there somewhere. If you go down below, you'll be able to see that it works. So I've written down like a little list of things you should look for when you're buying them, even though I've just said I don't recommend buying them, but I'll just briefly go through the things you need to know before you buy them. So trust, obviously you need to know it's a legit person, but let's just say it's a legit person you're buying off. You need to understand that they will help you with problems they have, because they're the ones selling you the account. So therefore, if they get open returns and cases on the account that are already open, they need to help you solve that. Another thing, if they ask for verification documents, so for example, if they ask for a passport, eBay, proof of identity, will the supplier you got the account from help you out or not? This is why I don't recommend buying them, because most of the time they won't. And if they do, then it's quite illegal in the first place. If there's any false documents, which is just not okay. Which is why I recommend watching my video of how to actually create your own stealth account, so it's all fully legal and all good. I explain how to do it completely legally. Everything is right. You're only breaking the eBay TOS, of course. So the second thing would be that you need to check the feedback. You don't want to have an account that's less than 99 or 98% really. You want it to be, it doesn't have to be 100%, but you don't want it to be any less than 98, 97%. It's very, very important because one, it helps the algorithm. The higher the feedback, the more you'll be shown. The less the feedback, you'll be harder to be shown in search results. So you want to have high feedback, and also the higher the feedback, the less reason for eBay to restrict your account and ask for invoices and things such as this. The next thing, which is kind of the same thing, will be the current seller level. It goes for the same thing. So you want to have above average or top seller. You don't want below average, because if you're below average, you have a very high chance of getting restricted and you're not going to be showing up very much in the results. Apart from the listings you have that have already had multiple sales, they'll still show up, but any new listings, they're just not going to do well for you at all. Trust me, I've had accounts with below standards that I've created, I've messed up on. Like the first few times I started dropshipping on eBay, my accounts were not the best. Obviously now they're all above standard and top sellers, they're doing really well. So I've experienced on both ends of the stick, if that makes sense. I've been at the top and I've been at the bottom. You want to be at the top seller. That is how you get the most sales and how you bring in the most revenue each month. So number 4, you don't want to have any cases and returns since you buy it. You want it to be completely clear, to be honest, because you don't want any bad returns, or especially if you have had returns, at least make sure they've been dealt with quickly, so eBay don't flag up your account and ask for more information. And then also the current revenue is very important. So for example, you want an account that is, it depends how you're going to be selling. If you're going to list a shit ton of items all of a sudden, you want to have an account that has had high revenue because you're listing a lot of items. But if you don't have many items, whatever, if you're not doing dropshipping, you're doing wholesale, for example, I'd recommend you get one with high revenue. It's very important because you don't want to make it look like eBay you're having a spike in sales. You don't want to look like you've just bought an account either. So these are very important things you need to keep in mind if you are buying. Once again, I don't recommend buying. So anyway, that's the cons and pros of buying an account. So now let's get into the pros and cons of just using an eBay stealth account in general. So the pros and cons of having an eBay and stealth account. The pros would be the fact that you get multiple eBay accounts, obviously. So you can become a super eBay seller, if that makes sense. You can have 10 plus accounts, all with items, different prices, different items, different niches, whatever you want to do, however you want to do it. So therefore, you're going to be getting a load more sales. You're getting 10 times more the sales, essentially. But the only thing is, if you're obviously creating them yourself, you're starting it from zero. So therefore, you're going to have to build the accounts up, request more listings each month, build that feedback up. But once you have 10 accounts that are really well done. It only really takes a week or 2 weeks or whatever it is, or however it is you're doing it, to build that account up. And once you have, you can start requesting. As long as your account's in good standing, then you'll be all right to keep selling on that account and be really well. So obviously another pro, you'll be getting way more revenue, meaning more profit. And then obviously another pro would be if you're having eBay stealth accounts. I'm assuming you've been indefinitely suspended in the past, so obviously now you can sell on eBay again, which is great, and you can have multiple accounts, which is great. So now let's actually get onto the cons. There's quite a few cons. So the cons would be, if you do get suspended indefinitely on the account and then you have money in there that's waiting to be paid out, you're not going to get that money because, well, sometimes you will. Let me explain this a bit better. So let's say you get an MC011 restriction and now they ask for invoices and photo ID. If they've asked for photo ID, it's game over. You're not going to get that money. It's gone. It's gone. But you're just going to have to hope you've made enough profit. You've profited the money you're losing and more before that happens, because it tends to be eBay suspend it when you have the most amount waiting to be paid out. That's what I've always experienced. But I've always made sure I'm in a profit beforehand because I'm very, very, very careful with my stealth accounts. I make sure the accounts are always in good standing. Like, I will go out of my own pocket if I don't have to cancel an order, for example. I will do what I can do. If the customer wants to return and the supplier for some reason doesn't want to, I will refund the buyer out of my own pocket, simply because it's not worth it. If you're in it for the long term, it is a good idea to be doing those types of things. So you just need to keep all of these things in mind, basically. They're very, very important. It's just not many people talk about these things. I just like being very real with my audience here, even though I don't have a big audience at all. Barely any, to be honest, none right now. But I'm working on building that. I'm hoping to have an audience eventually. I'm just trying to help out as much as I can with eBay and crypto, many different things. So yeah, if you do appreciate this, I would really appreciate a subscribe. And yeah, thank you very much and have a lovely rest of your day.